Thank you. Thank you, Harris. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a beautiful sight. Looking out at all of you here, this site to me looks like America. There are people who trace their roots to every continent on the face of the earth, people different faiths, people different points of view, all coming together for a purpose. You know, in many countries of the world, their number one challenge is trying to figure out how to keep people in who want to get out. One of our number one concerns is figuring out how to let people in who want to come in. That says how great the country is, and you got to ask yourself the question, who built America? When you look at the great skyscrapers in our cities, the great hospitals throughout our country, great schools, great businesses, who built America? You did, and your mother did, and your father did, and your grandparents did. See, it takes CEOs, and it takes engineers, and it takes presidents of things to get things done. But they can't do anything without you. You can't run the nursing home without someone who makes sure that the patients are properly tended for. You can't run the hotel if the reservation system doesn't work correctly. You can't run the lab at the hospital if somebody doesn't do the test correctly. You can't process people through the court system if the right people aren't keeping the right records in the criminal justice programs that you participate in. America can't work without you, and frankly, you can't work if this proposed rule goes through. And that's the reason it will not happen. The decision about where you go to school, what you study, when you finish, and how you pay for it should not be made by the United States Senate. It should not be made by the House of Representatives. It should not be made by the Department of Education. Those decisions should be made by you. A lot of the people who are behind this rule that would do so much harm have one full-time job. You have three. You have three. I know many, many of you out here have a full-time job working to pay your bills, whether it's in a supermarket or a hotel or a nursing home. You work 35, 40 hours a week to meet the payments. Then you have another full-time job as a student, because the exams have to be taken, the papers have to be written, the classes have to be attended, and somehow or another, when you're sitting there at 1 o'clock in the morning writing your paper, or rushing to class at 5:15 in the afternoon after a full day's work, you get it done. And I know a lot of you have a third full-time job. It's called mom or dad. And that is the most important job that any of us ever has. So I look at it this way. There's one group of people that has one full-time job, says that we should shut the doors of education choice for you. And then there's a bunch of people with three full-time jobs who says we should leave that door open forever. I'm going with the people with the three full-time jobs because they know what they're doing. If you look behind you, you see an important symbol way at the end of the mall of equality of opportunity. In that memorial sits a statue of Abraham Lincoln, who gave his life for the cause of equality based on race. It's at that spot a few decades ago that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. challenged this country to live up to its promise for everyone. If you look behind me, you see the building where decisions get made about whether those promises are kept. I see your job today as being very simple. You got to take the lessons that were taught at that end of the mall and make sure they're followed at this end of the mall. So let me close by saying thank you to your schools and to your families and to you. I know that this is a day away from a paycheck for a lot of you because you didn't go to work. I know this is a day away from your studies and you have to make them up. I know that somebody else had to take your son or daughter to school this morning. Somebody else has to take care of your mom or dad this afternoon, and you are making a sacrifice to be here with us today. It's a sacrifice worth making, because if we don't stand up and fight for your education, you won't have the choices you should. I promise you. Republicans and Democrats will work together, and no one is going to deny you the choice of higher education that you want and deserve. Thank you very much for being here.